Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm doing fine. The weather in Kisumu is also fantastic. Yesterday, I was in Bungoma, I was in Kimilili, and I was also in Kakamega. I can report that nothing bad in those areas. They are also fantastic. In August last year, something very interesting took place in this country, and it's shaping the politics of the country. The Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, alongside his associates Ndindi Nyoro, Oscar Sudi, and a Turkish businessman, Arun Ayadin, were headed to Uganda for some official or unofficial function. When they arrived at Wilson Airport, they were blocked from leaving the country. That particular incident is shaping the politics of this country moving forward, because the Deputy President was considered to be a close associate, a close ally of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The Deputy President even accompanied Museveni during his campaigns in the previous election. And it was also assumed that Museveni was a very close associate of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And that's why he became the first president to congratulate Uhuru and Ruto after the last election. Majority of Raila Odinga supporters always believed that Museveni is one of the people who blocked Raila Odinga from ascending to the presidency in 2007. They also believe that Museveni was part and parcel of a team that thwarted Raila Odinga's moves in 2017 and 2013. So that incident where the Deputy President was actually blocked from leaving the country to Uganda is shaping the politics of this country as we speak. President Uhuru Kenyatta earlier this week held a meeting with Museveni's son, Muhoozi. In January, Muhoozi was also here in this country. And if you follow Muhoozi back in Uganda, he's preparing himself to succeed the father. There will be a general election in Uganda in 2026. And based on my own understanding, Muhoozi's moves into this country could be attributed to his desire to succeed his father. And Kenya plays or will play a key role in that move. Why am I bringing that history? I'm bringing that history because William Ruto had a hope that Museveni was going to assist him succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta. And when he was blocked, you could tell from the faces of Ndindi Nyoro and the rest.
Tuko hapa Kampala. We just arrived a while ago. We were supposed to come here with the Deputy President. Unfortunately, when we got to Wilson Airport, a certain circus started, and the immigration officers started telling us that we need clearance. For us as members of parliament, they told us we need clearance from the parliament, where we contacted the House leadership, and they said there has never been such a requirement ever. And therefore, we were allowed to come even after wasting so many hours there, being taken into routes. Unfortunately, we were supposed to come with the Deputy President, who never made it to come, because ostensibly, he was not given clearance by I don't know who. We asked the immigration officer from where we should seek his clearance. Unfortunately, he was not sure. He told us that he was called by the Minister for Interior, Fred Matiang'i, not to give clearance to the Deputy President. Myself personally, I have traveled before. Even we have come here to Kampala, we have visited President Museveni together with the Deputy President before, again on a private visit. We were not required to clear with anyone or from anywhere. The Deputy President has been traveling for the last 9 years, both privately and for government or official business. And anytime he has been traveling for on his capacity as a private citizen, he was never required. He has never ever been required to clear from anyone. The immigration officer today told us that it was order from above not to allow the deputy president, na ile kitu ilikuwa ya madharau sana. Tulikuwa tunasikiza akiweka simu, sijui nani alikuwa anaongea na yeye, ati wanasema muulize yeye ni nani na atoe stakabadhi, atoe ID, atoe birth certificate, yani vitu tu za kumdharau. Mimi ningetaka niulize viongozi wetu wa serikali, and especially the appointees serving in this Jubilee government, please kuweni na heshima kidogo.
So in this video, I want us to move into Muhoozi's meeting with President Uhuru Kenyatta at State House yesterday. Before we do that, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us get into this particular matter. Try to be very brief. Why do you think Uhuru Kenyatta and Muhoozi met? First of all, let us look at the environment they met. They're in casual attires. They're in casual attires. Which means these guys, either they were just relaxing, having free time, and talking everything. This is what State House updated about this particular meeting. Let me just get State House. What State House updated? State House Kenya. Okay. This is what State House updated about this meeting between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Muhoozi. The meeting actually took place at State House. The president is saying, President Uhuru Kenyatta today held talks with Uganda's special envoy, Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who paid him a courtesy call at State House, Nairobi. During the meeting, President Kenyatta and Lieutenant General Kainerugaba discussed several bilateral and multilateral issues of interest to Kenya and Uganda. Among the issues discussed included the restoration of peace in the Democratic Republic of Kenya. That's what they posted. So for us, I want us to go into that meeting and look at what was not discussed. In my view, if you ask me, that meeting by Muhoozi is significant, politically speaking, for President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is keen on blocking his deputy, and also for Yoweri Museveni, who is keen on his son succeeding him in 2026. I want anybody from Uganda who understands politics of Uganda to raise their hands and probably correct me on this when I'm wrong, whether I'm wrong or right. Muhoozi, in April, made his birthday a national issue. And that was the first time the gentleman indicated that he was going to run for the presidency. That event was graced by none other than Paul Kagame. Paul Kagame and Yoweri Museveni had taken a lot of time and long time before they could greet each other. But Muhoozi actually brokered peace deal between Museveni and Kagame. That signifies the role this gentleman is being assigned. In Kenyan politics, Museveni and Raila Odinga have been at loggerheads. Then in May, Raila Odinga was in Sudan. Then he suppressed Kenyans by going to Kampala and held a meeting with Yoweri Museveni at State House. That meeting only came after Muhoozi had met with President Uhuru Kenyatta. So I'm seeing a lot of politics in the current meeting. And in my view, that meeting is actually supposed to serve several political objectives. Number one is Muhoozi's political interest, which is coming up in 2026. You see, Muhoozi currently is the favorite son of Museveni. This gentleman is actually serving in the military in Uganda as a soldier. And from all indications, the guy is going to run for the presidency. There is no way you can become the president of a country without political support outside your country. So I tend to think that it's building connections with these African presidents so that when the time comes, at least we'll not begin from zero. And I can take you to the appointment of Raila Odinga as the High Representative for Infrastructure at the African Union. That position placed Raila Odinga in a position where he was able to interact with the several heads of state during any meeting organized by the EU. So I tend to think that Muhoozi is preparing for his 2026 presidential bid, but is seeking for advice from President Uhuru Kenyatta, from President Uhuru Kenyatta, from Kagame. Is also now being involved in the DRC politics. So that's number one. Number two, I also tend to think that this meeting was about Kenyan politics. And the truth of the matter is that Museveni has never liked Raila Odinga. That's the truth. I remember in 2013 or 14, Museveni came to Kisumu here and he was well received. And that's the time most people thought that Raila Odinga had finally managed to win the support of Museveni. When the election came, Museveni actually sided with the President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto at that particular time. So the son realized that there was a gap. Or maybe President Uhuru Kenyatta used the son because he's the favorite son. Museveni is now old. You'd want the son to succeed him. Because, you know, having ruled for that time, that long, a new president coming in might disrupt his kingdom. So what Museveni is interested in is his son succeeding him. The truth of the matter is that Kenya can influence elections in Uganda in so many ways. So because Museveni doesn't like Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta is using Museveni's son to reconcile the two. That's the honest truth. So that you are now able to see Raila Odinga going to Uganda, meeting Museveni. Then Museveni and the son they discussed, Raila comes back to Kenya, they discuss with Uhuru. Then you don't see Uhuru meeting Museveni. You see the son again. So I tend to think that it's all about the 2022 politics in this country. The role of Museveni, in my view. Number three, in my view, I think Museveni's son is also out to create international networks. There is no way, and I keep on saying on this platform, that there is no way, for example, William Ruto can become the president of the Republic of Kenya without international networks. Museveni, having been a president for a long time, is doing that for the son. Is making the son create those international networks. He's already made a special envoy, so which means any issue to deal with Kenya is the one dealing with. Any issue dealing with East Africa is the one. So he's in a position now to start interacting with the government, with the head of states, with the presidents, and also with the representatives of the states. So I tend to think that it's about Uhuru Kenyatta undertaking, telling Museveni, I want you to support Raila Odinga. So as you support Raila Odinga, allow me to also help your son. Remember, it is alleged that William Ruto accumulated a lot of money, and this money were transferred to Uganda. So bringing them into the country has been complicated now with the support of Museveni to Raila, because previously Museveni would just facilitate. That's according to the grapevines, the stories along the corridors of power. And number four, I think the truth of the matter is that it could also just be business interest. Uhuru Kenyatta and the family are in business. Uhuru Kenyatta's term is coming to an end. When Muhoozi came to Kenya, I think it must have been in January, he went with President Uhuru Kenyatta during the launch of that SGR train to Naivasha. It was either last year, August, or this year. You know, that SGR is supposed to help the Kenyatta family in terms of their businesses. So how will their business interest be taken care of if all the moment he will retire? So these are some of the things. Museveni also has a lot of interest, especially in Kenya, business interest. How will those interests be taken care of? So let's have Muhoozi taking over in Uganda, and Uhuru is telling him, let us have Raila Odinga taking it in Kenya. Then they can proceed with their businesses. And lastly, it could also just be East African politics. You see, in East Africa, there has always been the conflict between DRC and Uganda. DRC was incorporated into East Africa recently. There's been that cold blood between Museveni and Kagame. So I tend to think that Muhoozi is just shuttling to make sure that any bond which the father might have broken are fixed. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.